Alright, gonna make a quick video how to change oil in a 2007 Toyota Highlander here. Got some help right there. And after you, what I did is I used these ramps here. You just drive them up, throw some wood behind your back tire and make sure your parking brake and it's in park. Then you want to do is loosen up this cap here so you can get some air in there. And then on the Toyota Highlanders are actually one of the easier ones that I've seen. So there's my drain bolt. I already took it out. And that just goes right up here and letting it drip out. And what you want to do too is, like I have a copper crush washer on the old one. You want to make sure you take it off your drain bolt, and then when this is done, you want to put a new crush washer on there, and then put that in. And I gotta get some gloves. I'm gonna put that in and torque it to 30. This is a 4-cylinder. Some of them are, it's usually between 30 and 33, so you want to check your torque, but if you just go 30 you'll be good to go. And here's the oil filter right there, and you need a kind of a filter wrench that'll fit up in there if you can't get it by hand. See, yep, I was able to loosen that one by hand, so I'm not even going to grab my oil filter wrench. So that's pretty much what you're going to do. Let me get some gloves on and I'll finish videoing this. Okay, so here's my new, I just got a cheap nylon crush washer. I've noticed something with Toyota parts. They seem to be really good. I'm used to working on Hondas, but the Toyota parts are almost like 4 times the price of Honda parts. Like if I would have bought this at the Toyota place, at the dealer, it would have been like $1.75. It would have been a nicer one, but I change my oil regularly, so this will last till my next oil change. And this is almost $1 from the parts store. Like my Honda one's only 35 cents, and it's a pure aluminum crush washer. Anyways, I'm just going to put that on there, put the plug up there, and I got my torque wrench ready here. And I'm going to torque that. That's 14 millimeters, and it's going to be torqued to 30 foot-pounds. So I can't really do this, I need both hands. Okay, so I got my drain bolt plug torqued down to 30 foot-pounds. Now I'm going to unscrew this and just move your oil pan under there. And I loosened it by dry hand first, and it's a really reason why you want to make sure you torque things and don't over tighten, because it makes it hard to get this stuff off. So we're just putting that in there, and I just got to get that done. I'm going to clean my hands off and put my new one in. Okay, here's my new OEM filter. And a couple neat things is it had a plastic seal over it, you know, and a piece of plastic, you took it off. And it looks like they put silicone grease on it or something already. So looking at that, I would think you wouldn't have to put engine oil on it, but they haven't updated their instructions on the side. And so anyways, one way you do this is you take your old, I'll just put here, your old one, get my towel here, keep my hands clean. It's important you keep the oil off your new one so you can tighten it up. And what you want to do is you take this and you make sure it fits. And you place that on there, give it a little twist in there. That does 2 things for you. Make sure you're the same size, and it puts oil on the gasket for you. So now I'm just going to clean my hands real good and put that up top there. I'll see if I can show you what it looks like. Get this out of the way. Ooh. Slippery with the oil on my hands. And it just goes right up there. And one other thing you want to make sure is that the gasket did come off. And I recommend using OEM. Make sure your gasket came off on your oil filter and it's not stuck still up top there. And I recommend using OEM oil filters because they're not that expensive compared to you can spend a lot more, and the OEM ones are usually better than anything you can buy aftermarket. I think it's like $6 for one of these, but anyhow, so I'm just gonna pause the camera so I can put that in. Our new oil filter in, and I like to take a clean rag and clean up any drip marks. And what that's for is when you run it for 3 minutes after you get done putting oil back into it, it's easier to spot a leak if there's a leak. And on this, you can pretty much just put your hand up there and twist it as tight as you can get with your hand, unless you're some kind of hulking guy. Just, you know, you're not going to be able to over tighten it if you're just using your hand. You're not like super duper strong. You don't want to over tighten it. Over tighten is the biggest problems with oil changes, especially the drain bolt. People over tighten those and they strip out the threads, and you should be able to get this off with your hand. Maybe just a little bump with a tool, but it should come right off if it's so tight that you can't get it off. Also, when you're putting it on cold like this, as it heats and contracts, it's going to seal up tighter anyways. But again, you just grab it, twist it as tight as you can with the hand, and then you're good to go. So next I'll go up top and we'll start filling it full of oil. So this will come out. Just take your fill cap out. It's only cap on top of your motor. Make sure your funnel's clean. Unfortunately, I like using the quart bottles. This is all they had in stock, so this is what I ended up having. So you want to put in 4 quarts and then fill it. And so this bottle's got 5 quarts, so I'll leave it down to the 1 level. And there's another reason why I don't like this is it's easy to spill. This is not too exciting, but essentially what I'm going to do, that's only like 1 quart there. Just fill 4 quarts in there. I'm not going to make you watch me put 4 quarts of oil in, so I'll pause the camera. Alright, got about 4 quarts in there. So it's nice to have a rag standing by. This is why here. Get your rag in there. Get your so you're not spilling oil all over the place. And then put your cap back on. Also, it tells you the type of oil you can use on your cap there. It's 5W20. And don't over tighten this, just make it snug. And now I'm gonna drop it down on level ground and check my oil on the dipstick, and I'll show you that. I gotta get the car off the ramps, so I'll be right back. Alright, now that you get your vehicle on level ground, the yellow ones are oil. You just take that out, wipe it clean. See if this show up on camera here. You got 2 holes in it, and this part goes in the engine. Got the hole here and the hole here, and you want it in between there. The closer to the top, the fuller it is. Here, see even better on this side. Closer to the top, the fuller it is. You don't want to overfill it. That's actually pretty bad to do. You blow the seals in your engine if you overfill it. Anyways, so you just want it below this top dot, but above there. And usually, conventionally, from here to here is usually a quart of oil. So let's see how much we got in there. So that's 4 quarts right there. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not even gonna mess with it. That's full enough. Now you should run it 3 minutes and check for leaks. There's no reason there should be a leak, so realistically I never check it for leaks. Just check your oil later on. You kind of know where it's at. Also, get yourself the cheapest motor oil you can get. I just got some Walmart motor oil there. In my opinion, the whole synthetic oil thing is the biggest consumer ripoff there is. You should be changing your oil every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, and just use regular conventional motor oil, unless your manufacturer specifically says to use a synthetic. And even then, regular oil shouldn't hurt it. One that's built for synthetic, unless they use some kind of weird seals in it or something. But for most engines, you can just use conventional oil, and you should change it. The reason why you should change it every 3,000 or 4,000, sure, you might be able to run it longer, but it's actually picking up a lot of carbon build and dirt inside the engine, and by keeping the if you change your engine oil every 3,000 or 4,000 miles, you'll keep the sludge down on your engine, and your engine will just run a lot better than if you run it like 5,000 or 8,000. I know they're getting some crazy mileages these days, but what they don't tell you is you get a lot of sludge built up if you do it that long, and by changing it out, you wash out that sludge. So that's about all there is to it. I think I'll just wrap it up. So if you have any questions, you can post down in the comments. If you like this video, feel free to like it or click the like button. Anyways, I hope this helps out somebody.